celebrating 15 years of Miss ITV Hot Lake Nigeria Beauty Pageant 2019 and be the local winner of a car and other fantastic prizes. ITV Radio Fashion on the Runway 2019. Are you a fashion designer? Do you run a fashion school? Do you run a fashion boutique? Then go get your form now for 5,000 naira to contest for ITV Fashion on the Runway 2019 and win our fantastic prizes and lots of consolation prizes.
Chairman on the occasion, Barrister Case Domorabo, Constitutional and Human Rights Lawyer.
Special guest of honor,
Honorable Gideon Obaka, former Edo State Commissioner for Education.
Audition date, Friday 8 November 2019. Venue, Exquisite Home 2, Iyama Road, GRA, Benin City. Time, 10 a.m. Dress code, black tank top on a blue jean. Grand finale, date, December 1st. Venue, Eluria Hall and Suite, Sabalo Road, Benin City. Miss ITV Hot Lake Nigeria Beauty Pageant. It's getting bigger and better. Get set for the Keep Walking edition.
This event is supported by Oviomo Foundation, helping to build a better society through numerous platforms.
Vive La Vive Boutique, sales of female and children clothing, shoes, bags and other accessories. 11A, First Uber Road, After Water Resources, and located at Market Square, Sapele Road, Benin City.
Fortune Skincare, 61 Adesua Grammar School Road, off Bob by Water Resources. The Blaze Hotel and Suites, 163 Punjahome Hotel Road, Benin City. And the Model Cooking Gas, 247 FM Way, Benin City. Wesley Premium Table Water, number 2, Wesley Street, Oka Community, off Benin Sapele Road, Benin City. Honorable Michael Izomo, CEO, St. Izomo Farm Organization.
Ogbe Motors Nigeria Limited, 202 Sapele Road, Benin City. Global Foods and Cinemas, 59 Urubi Street, Benin City. Samotaka Generators and Electronics, number 66 Wire Road, Benin City. Burr Bank Oil, located at Benin Akure Road, Oluku, where 1 liter of fuel is 1 liter.
For sponsorship and participation, call this number 080-5656-3675 or 080-5673-3170. Miss ITV Hot Lake Nigeria Beauty Pageant. Discover the beauty in you. Miss ITV Radio Fashion on the Runway. Fabrics, needle and thread, creativity at its best.
All right, thank you so much. Still much alive here on Independent Television, and we said that we're going to be looking at what was on the news yesterday and perhaps still on the news today, talking about the farm service centers that the federal government has said is going to establish any moment from now. And, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Sabo Nanunu, has been in the news most recently. About 2 weeks ago, he said that there is no hunger in Nigeria. And of course, why the ministry or the federal government said that about 90 million people, 90 million Nigerians are living below poverty in the country. So that shows that those claims are very, very contradictory, saying that Nigerians are not hungry and saying that 90 people are living below poverty in the country. Well, looking at farm service centers in the country that is going to be established, as a matter of fact, the minister has said that about 774 centers are going to benefit from all this. So if you put that into numbers, it seems that 774 local government councils are going to be special centers. We're going to have special centers for these farm services in the country. Well, we have Kadiri Bashiru, former Permanent Secretary, Minister of Agric, Edo State. So you're welcome to the program this morning on ITV.
Thank you so much,
yeah.
My brother.
We're also expecting Mr. Emmanuel Odige, who is the Edo State Farmers Association, very, very close by, and definitely is going to join us soon. So you're welcome one more time.
Thank you so much.
Now, let's start from the latest now, saying that 90 million Nigerians are below poverty level. I think when government says that, tend to describe poverty, they are looking at your ability or your inability to feed, which seems to be basic in life. Let's take it up from there.
Well, I would not want to discuss whether the figures, what figures and all of that, God answer this is in my hand to confirm whether it's 90 million, 10 million or 5 million. I have realized that many a times statistics people throw in the air are always not statistics that I want to rely on. Even from the government? I want to give you this background, my dear. Like I said, I'm not going to controvert or discuss the issues of statistics. Okay. I'm a statistician, so I'm not part of the Department of Statistics. I never worked there. But what I want to say here is that practically our society today, what we need to understand is that we have too much dependence in the past. And for us to leave that past, we need to do something urgent. It is not the cosmetic approach to issues. It's not the buck passing to the issues. Everybody is blaming everybody. Nobody seems to be doing what he should do. You want to have a farm, the farmer tells you I'm a farmer, you give him a loan, the next thing the loan is in the air. The man is zapped with the loan. Pay back the moon, there's trouble. The farm you will not find. That was what is happening in the past. And like I said, I don't like lamentation. We have gone far beyond lamentation. Now it's time for us to think. Everybody blame, you blame your son blame your father blame son, uncle, everybody is blaming everybody. Even those who are supposed to be doing what it is you do, even the small place you are, your own assignment, you won't do it. But you want to do an agricultural approach, okay? The one you do, many years ago, we didn't have this kind of disposition, but we had so much in our hands. A lot of people went to school from agricultural product. You are aware of what I'm talking about. Cocoa was one of the basic funding of people going to school and doing good things. Rice was one of the basics. Rubber was one of the basics.
Granules.
Granite was one of the basics. Cotton was one of the basics. These are fundamentals. There are things that were there. And a lot of people today who are professors, privileged to have this opportunity, to go to school with these funds. A lot of our parents didn't have the opportunity of white-collar jobs. They were doing farming and doing greatly. Somehow, somewhere, we lost the track. Let all of us sit back and stop lamentation. Agriculture requires some level of patience. Require you to sit down and be consistent. It's not today you are here, today you are out of it. You know, agriculture requires every attention. It's like you want to nurture your child. At the particular age of the child, it needs you to give attention. Or 24-hour attention. Whatever he does not do, you must note it so you can let him grow well. The same thing happens in agriculture. So agriculture is not just the kind of fantasy that people talk about, that once you go in there, you're already making money in one day. Agriculture requires time to nurture. Your first approach to agriculture is, I want to do agriculture. I will need to run along with agriculture. The patience I require is necessary. For instance, you run your first three months crop, like rice or thereabout. 3 months, 4 months, you want on harvest. Now, you run that first approach. Your first approach may not give you the required return. And as you progressively do it, you master the art, you understand the agronomy, you begin to master even the area where you operate. Let's look at our local agricultural arrangement.
Okay, before we begin to look at all that now, let's attack the subject of the day. For federal government to say that they're going to establish farm centers, service centers across 774 service centers across the country. Now, for some people, they begin to suspect the sincerity of purpose on the part of government, in the sense that we've had before this time extension service centers that was also doing what these service centers are going to be doing now. Now, government has said that these service centers, when they come on board, they are going to make farmers to have access to improved seedlings. So is this not a reduplication of efforts and, attempt to revive agriculture in the country?
Now, I'll tell you this. There used to be, many years ago, in Edo here, we had about 8 service centers. So it's not
extension service centers.
I mean, service center. Yeah. Service center is a comprehensive center.
Okay.
Where you come, you have your seeds, you are taught what to do and all of that. You have extension advice and all of that. You have machinery dispositions. You come in there. When you come in there, is a whole one-stop shop on agriculture.
So what happened?
Now, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said today that everybody keep blaming everybody. We blame each other, we are lamenting. This time around, we are believing that government, let's take it head on. It was not like they are completely new. They were there before. They had collapsed because we all abandoned it. That's where I'm going to. We all abandoned agriculture. It's not a blame game now. It's a question of let's come together and run the process. Because a country that cannot feed itself is in danger. And who will feed the country? Other countries are living big on our consumption. Our economy is externally dependent, even up to toothpick. Water. I imagine when I get someplace, I see people opening container. What I find there is water, what they call it, wine. I don't know whether they're expired or they are still alive or something. And somebody tells me that this is the best. The psychology of a Nigerian people now is that imported second-hand is better than new one. We have heard it before. Is that supposed to be normal? It has turned our psyche. There's so much wrong with our thought pattern. This idea of we cannot do it. It does not help any country. Other countries that have made a difference, even in agriculture today. Look at Mexico in the States. These are big time Texans. These are big time people in livestock. Now, so where I'm going to is that I'm trying to insist that let us stop this lamentation. Let us begin to agree that we have the capacity individually and collectively. Now, taking back to the issue of the service center, we have, right now, I'll talk to you now, just one of them has been built in Igoragi. The state government gave the federal government a hectare of land. Hectare is about 10 plots of land to build the service center. We are discussing with federal government now whether we have to take off with that already. Because service center is supposed to be where you can come to as a farmer, make inquiries. How do I get these services? How do I get these services? Where do I, so that you don't need to have challenges. You need to know where to go to get the services.
Now, you just retired as the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Agric in Edo State.
Yes.
Now, what is the level of participation by farmers with what you're saying now in Edo State?
Beautiful. Now, I'll tell you this. Today, as we speak, we have a project already in Agenibude. Rice.
That's the Edo State government?
Yes, rice, through the CATS fund. CATS is Commercial Agricultural Credit Scheme. It's currently in Agenibude. We are doing Agenibude. We are doing in Warake. What I'm saying now, they are facts verifiable. We also have to do, we are going to do in Ilushi, of course, the dry season farming, about 400 hectares of land. These are not, they are individual people, Edo people in that area that are going to be part of participating in this arena I'm talking about. So, if you go to Warake, it's already ongoing. If you go to Agenibude, it's already ongoing. Where you have the Leventis farm, part of that Leventis farm end, they have been given us a place there where we have also empower Edo people who are farmers to be on the field.
What stage
then in
Igbomo,
just a moment,
yeah.
in Igbomo, we just did a land development there. Last season, we did rice in those areas. Last season, and through the Fadama empowerment program. And if you ask the farmers in that area, they will tell you, yes, it was true. The only challenge we had in some of the locations was the flood that came middle at the close of the, we did some harvest. So we are also working around the experiences. That's why I said agriculture requires a lot of patience.
So you are saying that those centers now, they've started yielding produce?
I'm telling you now that the program that we're running now, if you go to Warake, if you go to Agenibude, you will see people already in the field.
Now, what is
and I'm
impact?
sure in a short, the impact of that is this.
I live in it. I've lived all my life
Yes.
in Edo State here.
Yes.
You go to our market, some of
Yes.
our farm produce are very expensive.
No, let me give you a picture, my dear. This again, I want to take us to appreciate. When you abandon a project for so many years, in recalling that project, everybody needs to agree that we need to take a sacrifice and drive a process. Are you following what I'm saying now? Now, I'll give you examples, because people keep talking about this country. Oh, no. You see, there's nowhere the launch come as easy as like that. There must be some input. For you to rejig the system, you needed to get people to say, okay, yes, you're prepared to run along to get this thing out of our hand. Let me give you an example. Today, as I talk to you, last year, we had an agric show, which I'm sure you knew, at Agric Fair.
Yeah.
I call it Agric Show because for me that was a show
At
Imagbo College.
Okay, yeah.
Now, if you go there, the rice you said there, Big Bull, it is Nigeria. It's not imported. Wakot is an organization that backs those rice. Wakot, they back those rice in our system. So the point I'm making is this. That tells you that it is doable. A lot of people went there to get this rice. It's not imported. You know what I'm saying now? Now, the impact of whatever you are doing in agriculture cannot just come today, you are planting today, you are harvesting today. You know it's not possible. Everything in agriculture
The Yuletide is here again.
Oh Lord, our eyes are on you.
So,
Shower your blessing. But God does not come down. He sends his vessels.
Yeah, ITV Radio presents the Sambalidating Father Christmas, aka Father Blessing, to shower gift this season.
Kindly invite ITV Radio Sambalidating Father Christmas, aka Father Blessing, to put smiles on the faces of your children. Visitation commences November 2019.
we hereby call on schools, churches, and corporate organizations to make their booking now, as visitation is on first come, first served basis.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
For booking, call 0708 365 2474.
This program is supported by Builders Inn, the Builders Mart for Tiles, Cement, Sanitary, Doors and Roofs, 10 Sokomba Road, 19 and 32 Cook Road, Benin City.
ITV and Radio Sambalidating Father Christmas.
Shower your blessings.
All right, thank you so much. Sincere apology again for that break in transmission there. Yes, we have Mr. Emmanuel Odigiena, who is the new entrant, and he's the chairman of Edo State Farmers Association. Chief Emmanuel Odigiena, you're welcome to this program, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good
You're
morning.
welcome. Yeah.
Once again, let me correct a little impression. My name's Chief Emmanuel Odigiena.
Okay.
State Chairman of Farmers Association of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter.
Right. You're welcome,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Bashir Kadir is still here. Bashir, you're welcome one more time. Now we're looking at things that the Edo State government has done or that is currently doing now as it relates to certain farm service centers in the state. Just go on.
Yeah, like I said, recently the federal government approached the state government that they want to build a service center. So we gave them a place at Igoriaki, where we used to have a service center. It's our old service center.
Okay.
And we gave them a place, 1 hectare to build. The work has been done now, and I understand that the state government is asking federal government, let us take off. That center will be a multi-purpose center where what we call one-stop shop, where you can come as a farmer, do your inquiries. You can inquire about seeds. How do you want to get quality seeds? How do you want to get machinery to run? And all of that, you can go to that center and get information. Because one of the basic issues about agriculture is information and information dissemination. Now, if you have the right information at the right time, of course, you are good to go. These issues, your challenges will be barely reduced, a little reduced, if not eliminated.
Okay, now let's come to the chairman of all Farmers Association Edo State, Chief Emmanuel. Welcome one more time. Now, the federal government is on the verge of setting up farm service centers across the country. As a matter of fact, 774 centers, and if you spread that a bit, that may be in every local government council. Now, we are looking at the impacts of the service centers and, of course, the challenges that may come after that. For some people, it is more or less a reduplication of efforts, because before this time, we've had extension services, that even the former peers just said that they seem not to be existing again. So what is really going on in the country? Why is it that when policies are introduced, before you know it, they go down, they don't have any place again? What is going on?
To the best of my knowledge, that's a very welcome development. You see, the basic truth of the matter is that whether extension services was introduced before or not, what we are talking about is innovation. This is a new system. See, the truth of the matter is that federal or state government have one of the best policies all over the world. You understand? When we talk of policy. But the problem, I think, along the line is that the implementators, those implementing it.
And of course, which also involve the farmers too.
We also involve the farmers. So what we are saying is that I don't see anything wrong with the development at all. It's a welcome development. We like it. What we are saying is that those that will be privileged to implement the decision of the federal government should do it with the fear of God.
Okay.
From the bottom of their heart. It should be done because of the masses and not on personal ground. So that has been some of the problems we have. And however, I will also use this opportunity to plead with both state and federal governments to create more enabling environments for farmers to have their way.
What do you mean exactly when you say enabling environment?
Yes, let them create a better enabling environment. They'll be doing their best, that I know. For instance, a lot of our farm produce get lost, get wasted in the farmland because, you see, when you're talking about farming, most farmers in Nigeria, that is the group of farmers or the set of farmers that we represent at the state level, these are the small scaleholders farmers. They don't have money like that. But why I said a lot of our farm produce get lost in the farm is that I don't see anything wrong if government can afford it. That is if, you understand, in quote, if. We let's open up roads to settlement, farmlands, whereby farmers could drive or a vehicle or even charter a vehicle to the farm. For instance, a farm of about 4 or 5 years, you could still see some plantain to harvest. You could see so many other things. Even there are some woods you can use to cook. They are all wasted in the farm. So government should make, like I be telling people, loan is not the issue to a genuine farmer. Once the environment is conducive, then farmers, sky will be their beginning.
Okay, let me come to Bashir. Just like what Chief Emmanuel just said, there seems to be a misplacement of priority here on the part of government, going by what he said. For them, as a farmer, he would prefer more preservative centers, more silos, more... now we have technologically improved barns so that our yams don't go spoiled and all that. For him, he would prefer those things instead of having the service centers for farmers, which basically talks about improved seedlings. Bashir.
No, I'm not sure that's what he's suggesting.
But that's
saying, no.
Yeah. He's saying, not what I suggested.
Sorry, it's not what he's saying. What he is saying is that he appreciates the introduction of these centers. Yeah. And he said, at least to bring, it's like innovation. Because research is key to success story in agriculture. Today we have Tenera in oil palm. Many years ago we didn't have Tenera. No. We had Dura, we had Persevera, oil palm species. Today we now have Tenera because of the research. And you cannot understand that except you find yourself in a place where information will be given to you that this thing exists. And if you plant Tenera, your return on investment is extremely higher. Yeah, but that's whatever. So I'm coming. Yeah. Now, the purpose of these centers is to give this information to the farmers. So it does not undermine what he's saying. He's saying, look, these centers, for them, they are welcome development. Fantastic, they are happy that they are coming back to be on the street again. Very fine, because they are innovations. But I think the fundamental issue he also had mentioned is that he required that government also make access route for farmers to be able to carry away their wares. Okay? Which, of course, I must confess here that as I talk to you today, there's what we call RAP, Rural Access Mobility Program. They are already in the state here. The people have been deployed. They are going to the different localities to go and look at what access route government can invest on in developing rural roads. Don't forget that these roads to the farm are not always the asphalt tying roads. They are access routes. There's a body called RAP that handles that from the federal government. We have met with them at the state level, and they're already talking with the state. There's already a committee in the state, I talk to you now, a new committee in the state that is developing this item. People are already in the field going to assess where this road should be.
All right, we'll take a short pause now because of our news updates at 9:30. Well, let's quickly take a short break and we'll be right back after the news. Please stay tuned.
His name is Jesus.
He's more precious than gold.
Jesus is more than gold.
He deserves to be celebrated.
Are you a Christian? ITV Radio is organizing a show titled Christmas Igbadu. Come celebrate Jesus with
Welcoming there shall be lots of fun with DJ Ultimate, different artists, cartoon characters, games garden, and other side attractions. Competitions include
I Know My Parents,
hot ball,
color match, balloon busting, skip and race,
etc., with fantastic prizes. Wow!
Day, Wednesday 25th December 2019. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, ITV Radio Corporate Office, Glass House, Airport Road, Benin City.
This film is listed by K Devices Phone Shop, sales of phones, laptops, CCTV cameras, inverters, accessories, and gadgets. Number 68, Airport Road, opposite FIROS, before Akensworth Junction, and Shop 68 Bob Israel Complex, opposite Oba Market, Benin City. Telephone 0803 6408268. Christmas Igbadu Ragbata Obalo.
Good morning. Thank you for joining me on the news update on Independent Television. I am Blessing A-Chain. The federal government is set to sanitize the social media space to curtail fake news and hate speech. This was disclosed by the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, at a press conference in Abuja yesterday. Thomas Sado has details.
According to the Information Minister, the federal government will implement reforms in the broadcast industry and sanction any defaulting broadcast media. Alhaji Mohammed pointed out that no responsible government will sit back and allow activities such as fake news and hate speech, which is capable of setting the country on fire, to continue unchecked. He said a committee has been set up to implement the recommendations approved by President Muhammadu Buhari on tackling hate speech and fake news.
The government may not be able to just fold its arms and, see the country being engulfed in a war of attrition based on fake news and based on hate speech. We will not be the first country in the world to check the recklessness of the social media.
Thomas Sado reporting.
The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has met with political parties in Abuja. The meeting, which is held quarterly, is in preparation towards the Kogi and Bayelsa governorship elections slated to hold in November. Sharon Ajayi has more.
The meeting is expected to review the performances of political parties during the elections and provide solutions to issues raised. INEC Chairman Professor Yakubu Mahmoud, while explaining the decision to combine the senatorial rerun in Kogi and by-election in Bayelsa State, said it is more economical.
Electioneering campaigns have already commenced. The Commission once again appeals to political parties to speak to your candidates and supporters and to advise them against hate speech, inciting statements, fiscal attacks on opponents, destruction of each other's campaign materials, and other sundry violations of the Electoral Act. Of course, voter harassment, voter intimidation, including vote buying at polling units, constitute violations of the Electoral Act. Prohibition of the use of mobile phones by voters in the voting cubicles is still in force.
The Kogi and Bayelsa governorship elections are scheduled to hold on 16th of November 2019. Sharon Ajayi reporting.
An All-Africa workshop on quality assurance, innovative research and higher education learner-centered leading skills is opened at Nigerian University, Okada. Pius Nsogo reports that Nigerian University was granted the hosting right in recognition of his achievements in pursuit of excellence in academics.
Declaring the workshop open, the Vice-Chancellor, Benin University Okada, Professor Lawrence Ezamoye, said the university is positioned to provide quality education that can meet the needs of the 21st century, and noted that quality assurance was crucial, hence the workshop. Professor Ezamoye said participants from Nigeria will have had to pay heavily to have access to the program outside Nigeria, but that Benin University Okada has brought it to their doorstep.
This workshop is very dynamic. If you look at the theme, which is quality assurance, innovative research, higher education learners, central skills. These are the primary and key fundamental requirements of any tertiary institution. Incidentally, our executive secretary is academic eminence, Rashid, is particularly interested in quality assurance in tertiary universities, and is really the hallmark of his contribution that after his tenure as the executive secretary, he wants to ensure that tertiary education in Nigeria occupies a very prominent role in the global field of education.
Also speaking, the Secretary General, Association of African Universities from Accra, Ghana, Professor Etienne Ehong Ahile, who was represented by the quality assurance specialist, Dr. Violet Makuku, said there was need for researchers in African universities to be more innovative and conduct quality researches that will be more beneficial to Africans and humanity at large.
Most lecturers are just used to researching for promotion, but we want to take it further to say, for the researches that they do, can't there be some creative and innovation to come up with intellectual property? There can be an agreement of payment now to say if it is a product, then what does the lecturer and students get? Because it should involve everyone.
The Vice-Chancellor, Benin University Okada, Professor Lawrence Ezamoye, enumerated the gains of the hosting right to include putting IUO on the global space, as well as enhancing the image of Nigeria.
It's an association of universities in Africa, and the idea is to promote education, higher education, quality education in terms of delivery and service. And it transcends all disciplines and cuts across all the regions of the continent. So we have keyed into this program because we want Ibadan University to be not just regional or national, regional or continental, but also using this platform to be global in our knowledge exchange and our pursuit for growth and visibility.
The workshop attracted participants from different countries in Africa. A book on IUO titled African American Tertiary Education Review, which was part of the 20th anniversary production of IUO, was also given to participants. Pius Nsogo reporting.
The report completes a news update on ITV. I am Blessing AHA. Join me again at noon for the World News. Good morning.
Independent television, certainly the best.
Remember saying na ember month na we dey so accident not just dey happen. Na me and you na dey cause am. The one where drivers dey cause for inside na plenty parcel. Make una drive with care. This message na from Independent Radio and Television.
All right, thank you one more time. The program Stay Much here on Independent Television, and we'll still have Bashiru Kadiri here and Chief Emmanuel Odige here with us on the program this morning on ITV. Now, let me come to Chief because he is the farmer here. Now, the federal government is really, trying to see that we eat what we produce here. Yeah. Here in Edo State, what is your own preparation?
That is the best. because we need to learn, we need to be used to consumption of our homemade food. You understand? But to the best of my knowledge, although that is not our area because I'm a farmer, federal government used to invest, millions of dollars. Dollars, to import. And by so doing, the system, as you know, a lot of people now, we are now privileged. They may not even import, but they ask just to go to the CBN and claim the support from government in respect of the importation of foreign goods. So, and some might even import, they might even go and sell it outside Nigeria. So therefore, we should be used to consuming our food we made here. It should be our pride. I don't see anything wrong with that. For instance, in my association, we have rice farmers, we have cassava. I'm a cassava farmer myself. You see, like in my association, there's a lady now. She says what she does is she says, ekpoma, farm rice, ilushi, those farm here at Iguabazowa, Igoriaki, things like that. So for me, I'm proud of it. It's even better than the so-called foreign imported rice. So what I want to plead to my people, particularly my farmers, like the regular farmer with the All Farmer Association of Nigeria, because I don't have that to talk to the public. However, I want them to be used to consumption of our homemade food. It's okay. It's better, sir. Okay. It's the best. We should learn it now. We should start it now. Even there are some countries, even in terms of even wear appearance, they use the clothes made in their country. So we should learn how to cut costs. We should know how, we learn how to be economically oriented as a people.
Okay. Now, Bashir Kadiru, let's look at these farm centers one more time. Let's look at the challenges that seems to be impending that that government may not see now, but the farmer there may see it. And of course, we can even see it, from afar. Now, we look at the issue of maybe illiteracy on the part of some farmers, because these innovations, they come with some technological ability, awareness, and all that. So how do you think government can do all this, knowing that there are some farmers that if you tell them that, look, this is the improved seedling, because of their disposition towards technology, towards education, they may not readily, accept it.
Now, I tell you this very clearly, my brother. Change is one of the most complex things people think of. If you read the works of Heraclitus, he said the world is in perpetual flux. He said the only constant in life is change. And no man have contested it even now, not even in the future. I understand. But let me tell you one of the fundamentals that is very important in this discussion, is that if you have that center, we are going to bring back the extension agent concept that goes to the field to meet the farmer in their farms and teach them what they should do. In their doubt, you can say, okay, let me give you this seed. Plant it here. Plant your own. You watch the two, you on your own. It doesn't require to go to school. It's not required to do a scholarship work. Just watch. The performance of this crop will change the mind of this man who is winning. When cassava came, the 419 cassava, he's a cassava farmer. Yeah.
419 cassava?
Yes, that's what we call it.
That is the meaning.
You know what I'm saying? TME 419. That's the name. Yes, TME. Now, the same we have rice farrow 44 and all that. Now, what happened? People were not convinced. But as time rolled by, when we had demonstrations, they saw the difference.
But somehow...
I'm giving you a picture now. Just wait. Let me land this. There were demonstrations. As we progress today, we now ask the farmers, buy from the farmers, the cottons, to give to others. That's what we do now.
Yeah,
because the farmers themselves have seen that this is the way to go.
Because of the yielding
exactly.
effects.
Because the content of farming, if you want to do commercial agriculture, you're not going to be doing some certain agriculture. You're going to do commercial agriculture, which means you require improved seeds. that the production will be high enough to make return on investment worldwide.
Yeah, Bashir, I'm not a farmer, but there's something that I think government should do. In as much as government wants to introduce improved seedlings to farmers that yield more, I think government should also look at a way of doing it in such a way that you don't lose touch on those seeds, on those varieties, those species of crops that farmers are used to. Take, for example, the native maize. It has gone into almost oblivion now.
No, let me tell
Nobody
you
talks about it anymore.
Can I come in now?
Yeah, let the farmer come in, yeah.
You see, like what I want to correct an impression, sir, from Mr. Evans. You see, most farmers are educated. What we talk about when talking about education is training. Most of them have been trained for it. They are doing very well. If in short, sometimes you go and meet a farmer in the farm, some of them will even be telling me how when they plant, they look at the seasonal aspect, they look at the soil, you understand, they know it. Because most farmers are born farmers. You understand, sir? They are born farmers. They be farming. Their great grandparents are farmers. They live by farming.
Yeah, but
what I'm trying to say that is not to say that government should not do something about it. But however, a lot of youth graduates, they are not in the farming, business. Because farming is not a business. So if everything meets together, because there is no thing government can do overnight to ensure that all farmers are educated overnight.
Yeah, Chief, I also want you to talk on species, varieties of crops, of plants that we love, once upon a time, we love so much. Take, for example, the native corn. The native maize is no more there.
It's there, sir.
But it has reduced so tremendously. When the high-yielding maize came on board, it just went into oblivion. So
it's there, it's still there.
Can I tell you this?
Native maize, maize is still very much.
Giving credence to what he's saying.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we underestimate the capacity of our farmers' understanding. Sometimes we play down on the intellectual content. You see, there are two ways. You see, life is not all about this Englishman work.
No. Mostly
you know what I'm saying now? What we call native intelligence. That's an intelligence perspective.
Of course.
I discovered that the old man in the village can tutor his child to become a responsible child.
Yeah.
Why the man in the city who is in academics, his child will be in the streets. So it is not just this college, this book what we're talking about. You see, native intelligence drives a lot of things. The man you're talking about who is not educated, if you meet him, extension agent meet them, about a year or so, our people were in the Lushi area on the farm and all that. The extension agent, we have them. Somebody went to Japan, was trained in Japan. For 6 weeks, he was in Japan training on rice, post-harvest rice concepts. It was completely financed by JAP, Japanese organization.
Yes, I am.
You know what I'm saying now? So the point I'm making is this, is that we go to the field to educate them in the field. They go to the field. You see, it's just that one thing we don't do here is that we don't go to the air and start blowing, oh, come, oh, and all that and all that. A man who is serious-minded, not a good, no good idea. What he is doing will advertise his person. Now, the point, I'm happy he just mentioned it to you. The farmers can educate you even better than what you imagine. Do you know that the soil chemistry inform what we drive as farmers? Improve seeds. No farmer wants to remain yesterday. You want to remain today for a better future.
Yeah.
So the point is that those seeds you are talking about, you say they are our primordial seeds. They are not lost. They are in our shelves. But every farmer wants to make return on investment. He wants to ensure that when he does his farm, what his mate is making, he gets yields. Yeah. So they can remain in the business. It's not a farmer who will sit back and begin to think of myself and my wife. No, he wants to give the children a better future. They must go to university, they must go to school, they must be better children. True farming. And like I told you today when I started this discussion, it was not here when I told you. Those days you know that many of our colleagues went to university through rice farm.
Through cocoa farming.
Cocoa farm, rubber farm, granite farm. A lot of our colleagues. I'm talking about our generation. You get a picture now. So it's not a new story. What we just need to do is to clean it up and come back to it. That's exactly what we are doing. Okay. Innovations is part of agriculture.
All right, because of time now. Now, Chief Odige, I want you to look into that camera, talk to farmers out there this morning, because Nigeria seems to depend on you guys now. I mean, borders are closed, no more importation of foreign rice into the country. So we all depend on you people to produce so that we can have abundant food. So talk to the farmers.
My great farmers, wherever you are in Edo State and even beyond, I want to plead with you be very, very much committed to your farming activity.
Okay.
You see, in developed countries, farmers are highly respected. Like I can remember in the story of the United States of America, there was once a president. They call him potato to president. You understand? That
the potato farmer to president.
Yeah, to president of one of the greatest countries in the whole world.
Okay.
So whatever one is doing at all, according to the Englishman, is worth doing well. Let our people be committed, because a genuinely committed farmer don't even need government for anything, because he's there focused. You want to make the best. You want to give the children the best education through farming. So we should be committed, with sincerity of purpose.
Okay.
That's what I'll be telling them.
All right, thank you so much
round
for
up
the
with
way
this
he
position.
spoke. Yeah.
I want to join him in appreciating the federal government for giving agriculture a focal point.
Okay, that's with this,
today, with this current disposition. Japan became today a great country because in 10 years, Japanese closed their doors to the world. When they opened their doors, Japan today is a superstar. China, the same thing. Mention no country in the world that did fantastically well, that didn't go through this kind of challenges. So for me, the correct Nigerian farmer should be celebrated.
Okay.
Because this is time for him to thrive.
Okay.
All the Nigerians who are talking now that, the border should be open, they should do this one, do this one. No. None of them have given us profound solution to how do we come out. Do we live in the past because of our challenges? No. Our challenges are something we must face head on and overcome them so that we can have a country we call truly Nigeria. Okay. So that if you can't feed yourself, who are you? And they are saying, let's feed ourselves now. That's where we are now.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. Former PS Kadiri, I was going to call you PS Kadiri. All right, Bashiru Kadiri is the former permanent secretary, Ministry of Agriculture in Edo State here, and also Chief Emmanuel Odigye, the chairman of All Farmers Association Edo State chapter. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for making it on our program today. Very much. Yeah.
Maybe for your hindsight,
okay,
since you're running up. Today, Edo State government have just won the LPRES program, what we call the livestock program by World Bank. Edo is one of the few selected states now in the country that will run that project.
Okay, so what's the implication of that?
Now, what we know that is that, one, is that we will now have opportunity of having all the new technology that are driving livestock in the world.
Okay.
We're also going to have funding from international organizations to run these projects for goats, for sheep, and for pigs. We're also having, Edo also being privileged to key into the National Livestock Transformation Program. That program is going to come for those of them who also want to do that kind of arrangement and all of that. Now, what that means is that everybody in Edo has opportunity of running into this project. One of the great things that other countries who have succeeded have done is projects like this.
Okay.
Now, we also have what we call the Oil Palm Initiative, which is a federal government initiative currently ongoing. Edo State is also keen to that.
All right, Bashiru Kadiri, thank you so much because of time. Thank you so much. We just hope and pray that all this, that they will become not just ideas in the air, but on a reality on ground, on the ground for the farmers to implement, so that we have bountiful yield and harvest and plenty of food in our country, Nigeria. Well, this is a wrap on the program today, this morning on ITV. A very big thank you to all those that watched the program. Tomorrow, Uyag Momfugbe is going to be here on the same program this morning on ITV. My name is Evans Unokoge. Goodbye and God bless you.